Hey everybody, come have a drink with me. It's Dublin. Today, I wanted to keep with the momentum of Merry Edwards because the last episode was her amazing Sauvignon Blanc, and I had mentioned she's an amazing Pinot Noir maker, so kind of makes sense. Let's go over what she's best at. And I thought it'd be interesting to try two of her blends. So these would be kind of like your starter out base model Ford, Model Ts, right? But probably more of like the Jaguar edition. So I chose these two because the Russian River Valley and the Sonoma Coast are two different AVAs in Sonoma County area. And a lot of people will argue that the Sonoma Coast makes the best Pinot Noir, produces the best Pinot Noir grapes, and a lot of the best Pinot Noirs are sourced from there. But then there's others that say, Dublin, the Russian River Valley is better. Well, that's a matter of opinion, and your opinion means so. So, I wanted to get in there and give you my opinion because I am the expert. So anyway, this one is Merry Edwards 2020 Russian River Valley Pinot Noir. This bottle is unfortunately the 2019 Sonoma Coast Pinot Noir as well. So I couldn't find the same year. The great thing about California is it's very consistent. So if there is a fluctuation, it's usually not a dramatic one. So we got that going for us. But it'll be interesting, to try the different terroirs, what they bring out, the different wines, and the different AVAs. Now, they both get cloud cover in the mornings. They both get a little burn off in the afternoon, and then the same thing happens again in the evening. Rinse and repeat. The elevation of the Sonoma Coast varietals into grapes and vines is definitely higher than the valley floor Russian River. So that should definitely play into what kind of flavor profile that you're getting out of these. So let's give it a whirl. See what we got going here. I'm gonna go with the Sonoma Coast. Why not? No, that's some extracted Pinot, Dublin. What do you want that for? Well, that's what California does. We do extracted Pinots. But a good winemaker will find a good balance with the extraction, and they won't over-extract it. Or, in particular, which someone like me would never do, is blend in like Syrah or something like that, because California has a little bit of loosey-goosey, laws, and people try to get away with that kind of thing. Not the premier winemakers in that area. Not a chance. Yeah. Merry Edwards is a genius. You can tell right away in the nose. Just beautiful floral notes come out right away. You always get some of that sandalwood, which is kind of the oak, but pretty sure this one has a little bit neutral oak in it. Usually the top Pinot Noir makers have some neutral oak. You always get those berry components. For me, the Sonoma Coast in the nose and the palate, you always get a nice chunk of blueberry, which I love my blueberries. And you also get, some the red fruits as well. You always get the cherry and things of that nature. And I'll get into the Russian River tasty notes here in a second, and kind of what I feel to differentiate the two. Definitely some bright acidity right away. You just start a little bit of pucker, and you get the salivating going for sure. There's definitely a little bit of that earthiness and sandalwood going on, which some of that oak and neutral oak. This one I'm definitely getting more of that cherry, a little bit of that boysenberry, some of those red fruits coming through. So it's not, surprisingly, it's not a ton of blueberry. Maybe as it opens up, you'll get some of that blueberry back. There it was, that second swish. These have not aired very much. That's an error on my part. So you don't err in air, okay? Don't be like me, but don't be like me. Yeah, it's just I mean, it's a really good balance. Nice bright acidity. This thing you could lay this down for 5-6 years easily, and it would just get better. I think a good little decant, another like a half hour or so, really start to bring out some of those Sonoma Coast blueberry fruits and raspberries, cherry, whatnot. A little blackberry maybe. But a really nice wine. This is really great. These are a little more approachable too financially. You get into single vineyards, which are next level delicious, but you're going to pay a little more premium for sure. This is gorgeous. Let's go with the 2020 Russian River Valley. See what's going on here. Give it a little swirl. Give it a little run. Yeah, the nose right away is different. Absolutely. Definitely more concentrated flavors. I always thought, the Sonoma Coast is a touch less extracted as far as like just the fruits themselves, not the winemaker. Not quite as big, maybe a touch less body. It's at higher elevation. You're getting probably more sun with the Russian River Valley than the Sonoma Coast. It really has to burn off quite a bit to get a lot of sun exposure. More fruits, not getting as much of that like sandalwood and earthiness at all. Wow, that's really interesting. There's definitely some flavor coming out of this guy that I didn't expect. It has good acidity, but this one definitely has more tannin, a little more grip to it, which Pinots in general are pretty loose in the grip area. Don't get me distracted. The the flavor profile here is definitely different too. Darker fruits. This is definitely more like a blackberry, a little bit of currant, not like Cabernet, type of currants. Just a touch. You're getting some forest floor in there, which California Pinot? What? Forest floor? We're not in Burgundy anymore. What's going on here? Yeah. Very different. Absolutely. I mean, especially like from a somm perspective, you'd be looking at pairing these things with two totally different types of dishes. This one, I would probably pair more with like a salmon, nice fatty salmon dish, king salmon, oh baby, pan seared, a little bit of basting of the rosemary garlic, yummy. And this guy would be like, like an applewood smoked pork chop, some with like a apple cider, glaze on it. Yeah, so this is more of, your pork meats, and this is, a little bit lighter, so you could do like fishes and things of that nature in it. But wow, it's same winemaker, and these are just miles apart. If you've been out there, you can drive out to Sonoma Coast, and you have to go through the Russian River Valley to get there. Beautiful, by the way. I mean, second to none. You go through the Sonoma Coast and Russian River Valley, you're in heaven. Yeah, this one's really interesting. It's definitely a little more dense. You're gonna want to lay both of these down for a few years, kind of let the flavors integrate a bit. That's why I think some of that sandalwood and then oakiness, will kind of chill out a little bit and integrate with all those beautiful berry fruits. So, someone might ask you, what do you like better? Well, to me, they're both great wines, and you really can't go wrong with either of them. It would really come down to preference and what you're pairing. So that's kind of, from the Dublin perspective, that's where I'm going to land with these two. So I highly recommend them. If you can float, the bill, go for one of her single vineyard wines, because you won't regret that at all. Like the Meredith Vineyard, Flax Vineyard, those are absolutely stunning bottles. But these two are also great in their own right. So if you have any questions about them, let me know. Throw them in the comments. If you have any other wines you want me to try, you're interested in, maybe I'll get to them eventually. No promises, though. Anyway, I hope that this informed you and exposed you to something interesting and new. And if you haven't tried any of these wines, well, you know what? Gosh darn it. Go out there and grab a bottle, because you deserve it. You deserve a treat. Everyone deserves a treat every once in a while. So have fun, enjoy life, and cheers.